Elite weather forecasting here at Mr. G, coming at you with your Tuesday weather forecast, and let's jump right into it as we have our big pop-up of a storm that we're going to be dealing with across the Midwest tomorrow through the plains states, from the northern plains down through the central plains, and we're going in the central and southern plains. We're going to be seeing thunderstorms down south, heavy snow to the north, freezing rains, and boy, some of everything is going to be in this storm. We're going to have ice, large hail, we're going to have thunder, lightning, maybe some tornadoes. Everything is going to be possible with this very dynamic storm. And here is our current surface radar. We can see a few showers starting to pop up here through the central and southern plains, and then a few snow showers starting to get started up here across the northern plains. And some of that is actually freezing rain. So we're going to be seeing frozen precipitation, and we got some showers and thunderstorms kind of getting started down there across the central and southern plains. Now here we are as we take a look at your morning hours tomorrow, that weather forecast, and here is that big storm that's going to be sweeping across the plains tomorrow. We have our big powerful area of low pressure here that's going to be coming out of Colorado and into Kansas. This is what's called a Colorado low because they drop down out of the Rockies, and this guy is going to settle down here along the border of Colorado and New Mexico, and then it's going to make a turn to the northeast and head off toward the Great Lakes. So we're going to be seeing this storm kind of ride up this way, where it's going to be headed towards Minnesota and into Canada. So we're going to be seeing snowy weather across this section. This is called a deformation zone. This is where that cold air is getting wrapped around into the backside of this storm here. And we have our warm air advection, which is that warm air that's being transported off of the Gulf of Mexico. And because our storm is currently still a little bit far to the west, it's not quite yet teleconnecting with that Gulf moisture, but as it moves further to the east, it will be doing so, and we're going to see more of that Gulf moisture get wrapped around into this big storm. And in the evening hours, so we're going to start to see that connection start to hook up. We're going to see that connection take place, and we see those severe thunderstorms down here across the south through Louisiana and Arkansas and Mississippi, and even up into Kentucky and Tennessee. We're going to be seeing those showers, and we might even see a thunderstorm or two here through Missouri and Iowa and Illinois as well, and into the state of Wisconsin. Minnesota, we're going to be seeing some freezing rain here across the Twin Cities and through the southern sections of the northern plains. So central Minnesota down through Nebraska and southern South Dakota, we're going to be dealing with some freezing rain. And we might even see some thunder and lightning with that. So a lot of convective activity with this stuff as well. So in the evening hours, it's going to be very active, and our heavy snow band is going to be setting up to the northwest. So we're going to be seeing that heavy snow through North Dakota, Montana, and the state of Wyoming. So a lot of heavy snow, and some folks can pick up as much as 2 feet of snow. But let's keep it moving here because we got a lot to cover, and I only have 10 minutes in these videos here. Here is where our big area of low pressure is going to set up tomorrow, and there is our cold front there, and here is our deformation band, where we're going to have the heavy snow and freezing rain. So a mixed bag of frozen precipitation here in this guy, and some of those temperatures are kind of on the borderline of freezing, hovering around that 32 and 33 degrees. So we're going to be seeing some rain mixed in through this from time to time as well. And then here's that frozen precipitation. Freezing rain, we're going to be seeing some freezing rain through Iowa here, Minnesota, as well as into the Dakotas, Wisconsin, and over into Michigan. We could be seeing a little bit of freezing rain and some ice. A little bit of sleet might mix in as well, as we have a very dynamic atmosphere. And here we are as we take a look at our wind gusts. Going to be quite windy out there. We're going to be seeing wind gusts between 30 and 40 miles per hour here across the plains. So northern Minnesota through the Dakotas as well, and down into Nebraska. This is where we're really going to be seeing those really, really high winds. And then as we take a look at our snow forecast, we can see as much as 24 to 36 inches of snow, especially here across the western Dakota. So western South Dakota, here near Rapid City, Valentine, Casper, Wyoming. You're going to be seeing most of that heavy snow falling as we can see those 3 feet snow total. So a lot of snow, not as much snow here across the Twin Cities is because we're going to see a lot of frozen precipitation in the form of freezing rain. We're going to see rain, freezing rain, and even might be some thunder and lightning. So a few thunderstorms is going to be possible in that. So a very interesting day is on tap for your Tuesday through Friday. So this storm is going to take the majority of the work week to move through the Midwest. So here we are as we're going to look at now at the other component of the storm is our severe weather threat down across the southern plains and the Gulf of Mexico. So down here in Louisiana, southeastern Texas, here is our cold front. Now, the thing about this cold front is this is a very hard, steep front, so that updraft is very steep with this front. So we're going to be seeing a lot of strong thunderstorms firing up right along this front. So what I'm thinking is a lot of squally activity. A squall line is not going to be clusters of thunderstorms. It's going to be more of squall. You're going to be seeing a solid line of storms. And with that, that kind of minimizes the tornado risk when you get more of a linear thunderstorms. But then you'll see more of those straight line winds, gust fronts, and things like that. Now, when these storms first initially develop, that's when we can see our tornado potential because it hasn't quite congealed into a line. Then you have more of those clusters of storms right along the front. It's more of a broken line. That's when you can see more of your tornado activity. But as these storms mature, they're going to become linear, and you're going to be seeing those straight line winds, heavy rain, and hail that's going to be blowing out sideways like that. So a strong line of severe thunderstorms, but it's going to be a one and done. You're not going to see multiple rounds of severe weather when this front passes your area. So, and we also have this warm front that's going to also be, we have our triple point right in here. And if we see any tornadoes, where it's any sustained tornado activity, it's going to be right in this region where our triple point is. So now, as we take a look at what's going to be going on out there for your Monday into the evening hours, we have our severe weather that's going to be taking place right here across the central and southern plains, northern Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. And we have our triple point right here. So we're going to be seeing those clusters of thunderstorms, those supercell thunderstorms right here. But some of the dynamics are not quite favorable, but so it's going to be kind of a hit and miss bag of severe weather. So that's what we're seeing out there this evening across portions of the Midwest. Then tomorrow, the more organized severe threat takes place down here across Louisiana, East Texas, and into Mississippi, Arkansas, southeastern Oklahoma as well, as where we have that chance to see that line of more severe thunderstorms. That's going to be mostly straight line winds, a few isolated tornadoes, and water spouts are going to be possible as well right along the Gulf Coast. And then as we move on to Wednesday, that severe weather continues here across the Gulf Coast, but it spreads east into Texas to Florida and southwestern Georgia and Alabama. So then we see that potential for that severe weather, but we will see less potential for organized tornadoes. But the water spout potential still exists along the immediate Gulf Coast. Now, then that severe weather on Thursday moves to Florida. So Florida, southeastern Georgia now is in line for that severe weather. And those straight line winds, large hail, and heavy rain, and an isolated tornado too is also going to be possible. That is a look at the breakdown of this big storm that's moving across the nation. My name is Mr. G. Leave your likes, comments right here on TikTok and YouTube. And I will see you guys all tomorrow in the next update as our storm moves across the nation. Have a good day and be safe, everybody. Bye-bye.